The story of the Prophet Sulaiman and the Queen of Sheba. After the death of Prophet Daud, Prophet Sulaiman became the king. He begged Allah for a kingdom such as none after it would have. Allah granted him his wish. Said the wisdom, Allah had blessed the Prophet with many abilities. He could command wind as he pleased, and he could understand the language of animals and even talk to them. The Prophet ruled the kingdom wisely, and at his command, they built two temples, fortresses, towers, and palaces. The Prophet had a very large army of men, jinn, and birds. They were all keeping under range, and the Prophet demanded strict discipline among them. That is why he was very upset to find that one bird, the cuckoo, was absent without permission. However, he soon appeared to explain his absence. I come to you from Sheba with sure news. I found a woman ruling over the people. She has been many blessings and has mighty children. I found her and her people to worship God instead of Allah. Sulaiman was a deeply religious man. He was distressed that a whole people to worshipping the sun, whereas the one God who created it. He decided to send a letter to the queen, whose name was Bilqis, inviting her and her people to worship God. Allah, there is no God but He, Lord of the throne supreme, the Prophet said on his letter. Bilqis was once ruler, and when she received the letter, she was suspicious that Sulaiman really wanted to control her territory. The queen was very disturbed, so she summoned her advisor. They told her that even though their country had the dream to wage a war, they wanted to arrive at a peaceful settlement. Then they came up with an idea. They decided to send him give the after messenger to learn about the Prophet army and kingdom. When the messengers arrived at the Prophet place, they realized that Sheba was nothing compared to the Prophet kingdom. The Prophet realized that Sheba was here to gather information about him. When the messenger offered the gift, they were shocked to see the Prophet's reaction. The Prophet told them, Allah has given me enough wealth and enlarged a kingdom. He has even made me a prophet. He then had asked them not to open up the covers of the gift and to take them back. He also sent a message to the queen, warning destroy their country. If she did, Allah accepted. The queen and boy returned with the gift and gave her the message. They also told her about what a wonderful thing they had seen. Instead of taking offense, she decided to visit the Prophet. He asked one of the messengers to inform the Prophet that she was on her way to meet him. Accompanied by her royal official and Sherpa, she left Sheba. When the Prophet heard that the queen of Sheba was on her way, he decided to test her. He asked the jinn standing before him if the covering the throne of the queen before she reached. One of the jinn fled the throne before him, within the blink of an eye. When Bilqis arrived at the palace, she was welcomed with a pomp and ceremony. The Prophet then asked her, pointing at the throne, it is belonging to her. The queen was confused. She looked at the throne again and again. After much confusion, she said, "It looks so. It resembles mine very much." The Prophet judged that she was intelligent and diplomatic. He then invited her to the great hall. The floor of this hall was in solid glass. When the queen entered the hall, she thought this was water, so she left her to the scarlet tea. From the fear of wetting it, the Prophet then informed her that this was actually glass, and as father, the queen, was amazed. She had never seen such things before. She realized that she was in the sea, the company of a very knowledgeable person who was not only a great but also a messenger of Allah. The story of the Queen of Sheba versus Sulaiman has a very beautiful ending. The queen declares, "O my Lord, I have ended from myself. I do now submit in Islam. With Sulaiman, the throne of the world." The story is the meant to teach us that submitting to God is richer than silver or gold, and better than splendor or wealth.